preacher, the conspiracy theory expert. Cigar Loons podcast, come and join us. Vitola and proof expert on all things spirits.
Oh, guess I better move that out of the way so you can see me.
Hello.
Why are you
This is
holding your
going
head?
shit tonight.
Why are you holding your head, Gas?
It's not working properly. All of it's gone shit.
Invaders of the cigar world. Cigar Kurt, the front porch cowboy. It's a ginger grizzly bear with a super clatter. Cigar Loons, invaders of the cigar world. Grumpy preacher, the conspiracy theory expert. Cigar Loons podcast, come and join us. Vitola and proof expert on all things spirits. Tobacco, genie, stitch.
What about now? Hello?
You're muted, Garrett.
Who's muted?
Garrett.
That guy over there with
And
the
now he's
delay.
gone.
Now what's he doing? See, I knew you was going to do this.
He's having some issues. How y'all doing?
Well, doing fine, man. Doing fine.
Good.
It's been a day.
Me and Kurt, we feel exceptionally blessed.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Neither one of us have had an encounter with Debbie, so you know.
Well, there was 2 tornadoes within about 5 miles of me on Tuesday. So.
Oh,
Wow.
well, that's just too close. I mean, you know.
Yeah,
Just say, yeah. That's just a hair too close. Don't need that.
Not a fan, but you know we're good.
I hear you, man. I hear
and
you.
we're in one of the few areas that has power still. So
Good deal.
they're,
Good deal.
they're telling people they'll get power back on August 14th.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow. Hello.
6 days from now. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Man.
they lost it on Tuesday.
Woo. Goodness.
So
Well,
Well,
I don't know if.
storm. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
I
Go
was
ahead,
going to
bud.
say this storm had 70-mile-an-hour winds. It was like hurricane force winds.
Wow.
wow. Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know if Gaz is going to come back or not, but welcome everyone to the
yeah.
Cigar Loons first birthday edition of our podcast.
That's it.
It's 1 year to the day that the Cigar Loons has been a group. The podcast has been 9 months, lacking a couple months behind the 1 year mark. But as a group, we've all been together a year. So Gaz had to pop out for a minute. I guess he's having some internet issues. But the live stream carries on.
Yes, right.
Right.
He had a little light issue there before we got on, so it may have intensified.
So,
It could have
what's
turned
every-
into one of them frying pans upside the head. You never know.
So what's everyone
Just saying.
smoking for this birthday edition?
Well,
Yeah.
just so happens, the one that I said I was going to smoke, but I had to wait to get it, blackened M81, 652 Toro,
Very nice.
There we go.
starting
How
off
about-
with a bang.
What about you, Matthew?
I have a Perdomo 12-year aged, barrel aged, that I believe you sent me.
Yeah, that's the Perdomo 12-year double age.
I was gonna say that's
Maduro.
Kurt's cigar right there.
That's I think it's a 56 by 6. That's a good cigar. I love that cigar. What about you, Jesse?
Oh, I pulled out of my little collection of I don't really smoke cigars. A an old Indian tobacco company, Natural Super Fuerte. This is a double Corona, and this is the first brand that Rocky Patel had before he branded
Right.
out as Rocky Patel.
Okay.
It looks like it's about 8 inches long.
Yeah.
It is pretty long, that's for sure. I mean,
The Lancero on steroids.
double Corona.
I'm smoking a Foundation All-Mac. Happens to be my last one.
Oh, he's
For
come
my
to the
second
bottom of the barrel.
cigar. Yep, my second cigar this evening. I've got a Foundation Charter Oak, Connecticut broadleaf. So, but
Yes, sir.
Well, should I need another cigar, I'll have to go figure out which one I go to.
Matthew, you drinking anything tonight for this special episode
Yeah, man.
to go with that
I
12-year
am.
double
I
age?
haven't poured. I don't have anything that's 12-year handy, but I am drinking Old Tub, bottled and bond, out of Jim Beam Distillery, unchill filtered, 100 proof.
All right.
There you go.
It looks like our ginger grizzly bear is attempting to come back in. There he is.
Yay!
Welcome back, sir.
So you were pretty close there, Kurt. I just looked at the tag and it's 7.5 by 52.
Wow,
That's a cigar.
big boy.
Yeah, it really is a really good cigar, really nice cigar. And I mean this particular cigar, it's back from 2014 or something like that. So it's been aging very nicely, and the flavor is just super smooth.
Very good.
Nice.
Gaz, can you hear us? Gaz, can you hear us?
You hear us, everybody?
Yep, I can hear you. Can hear you all loud and clear. I can.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
That
Awesome.
sounds good.
Yes, I can hear you.
So, quit saying yes, you can hear us.
I think
We just
I
went
think he's
over,
on a slight delay.
We're trying to count
We
the
just
lag
went over what
again.
cigars. We all just went through what cigar we're smoking. What are you smoking, Gaz? And then you can carry on with the show.
Just like my mood, the Christoph pissed off. Just like my mood, pissed off. So I got the Christoph pissed off.
Well, ain't
Maybe
that
we should-
cute?
Internet and bugs and everything and playing up, of course. It's just one of them things. And the internet's still playing up, guys. So you're going to have to carry on while I try and wait this internet issue out.
All
Did
good.
you see
right.
what he just did? Did you see what he just did?
I did not. What happened? What did you do? Oh, he's back again.
Now he's back again. Look at it. He's like he's like a damn Houdini or something. I don't know. What's up with you, Houdini?
DEA Exotics, hello. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, hello.
I can't see what's going on the Instagram side, but if you're watching us on Instagram, hello and welcome.
Welcome to the Rooney Show.
Yeah, Kurt has already been celebrating the birthday. Just you'll be all right. There you
I
go.
got some
See,
Jameson Orange here. In my
I
Mountain
figured that.
We're feeling a little extra loony tonight.
Yeah, they're cleaning our cages, so they've let us out on an alternative night. So it might get crazy for a few minutes.
DEA Exotics. That's Whiskey Tube. Whiskey Tube, welcome.
Is that
Glad to see you
is
back,
is that
buddy.
Tube? Is
Yeah,
that
he said,
Tube? Hello, Tube.
He says, "This is Whiskey Tube. This is my main channel." All right.
Oh,
And of
now,
course,
hey, yeah.
we don't have any control, so we are unable to pin that comment up there because our fearless leader is off in the internet black hole. But
He didn't give none of us the nuclear codes, so we can't do nothing.
Grumpy, how's that? How's that? You've been anticipating that Black and M81. What's your initial impressions on it?
I have. Well, like I said, it starts off. It's earthy. It's got kind of a dark fruit sweetness to it, and there's some coffee in there with it. And it's right now that far in it is. There's no lack of pepper kicking in. Starting to add a little woodiness in there with it, but I mean, like I said, it's hitting. It's a whole mouth experience with this thing. I mean, it's not just one intense note or another. I mean, it's like the easiest way I can explain this for any guys that are old enough that have ever chewed any of the old plug tobacco like Bull of the Woods or Days Old Work or any of the old twist tobacco or anything, how that kind of numbed your whole mouth. I mean, the whole roof of your head. That's what it's kind of that whole mouth experience with this. You get it everywhere, but it's not right now. It's not painfully overwhelming. It's a nice stout cigar, but like I said, it's like that. It's like that 601 Napalm with flavor. That's just it in a nutshell. It's as stout as that 601 Napalm, but it has flavor that Napalm don't have.
All right, there you go. Very interesting. Yeah, it's
See, I didn't.
and you're probably gonna, for me, you're probably gonna get that all the way through. It's pretty. There's not a lot of change. I mean, it's gonna be that flavor, that powerhouse all the way through. And Gaz, you're back. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, man, you good over there?
Internet's still playing up, and I'm not showing up on screen.
No, I see.
Oh, you're on our screen.
Yeah, we see you just fine. Well, there you go again. But yeah, Kurt, that one thing about that I was reading about this one is that it has that one top tobacco in there. It's that Pennsylvania green one sucker or something like that. It's a odd tobacco, but it said in the thing there that was the strongest of the leaves that is used in premium cigars. Whatever that Pennsylvania green one sucker is, I don't know, okay. but that I thought that was kind of an odd little nugget, to throw. Of course, a lot of people I'm sure are aware of the M81 and where it come from and all that. So,
right.
That's interesting, though, that you get all that pepper. I didn't get a lot of spice like pepper when I had mine. I've had 3 now, but I didn't get all that pepper on there. A lot of the coffee, a lot of the chocolate, and I got like this herby taste, like a dark herb taste, like it reminded me of tea. I wanted to drink like an Earl Grey or something with it.
Yeah,
that's what it reminded me of.
It does have a little bit of that, that I think that's what I wasn't, zooming in on right there, but it had an odd note to it. But I think you're right.
It's like this dark herbal tea kind of taste to it. I enjoyed it very much because I love tea.
I'm loving it. I mean, I'm loving the stick, right now. You know, that may change in 5 minutes, but right now I'm enjoying it.
Right. Well, while we're waiting for Gaz to come back, I guess we can start kind of put some structure to this circus tonight.
You sure? Yeah. Good luck with that.
He may or may not be back. We may be flying solo here this whole time.
We could go ahead and start putting bets in, guys, down there on the comments.
Did
Yes,
someone click
appreciate
on
it,
that?
DEA, man.
I don't know how that because I tried clicking on it. I clicked on it like 30 seconds ago, so I don't know if there's that much of delay or Gaz is clicking on it. But we appreciate the happy birthday. So I guess So this is the group has been together for a year now, and I guess I just want to try to maybe go around and see, what it's meant. This year's meant, and I'd probably like to start with Jesse since he's our newest member. What this group has brought to his cigar smoking routine and how it's affected, how he smokes and the friendships he's built, and just kind of hear from each of us.
Hello,
Well,
I'm back. Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? I'm back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to the Cigar Loons birthday edition.
Could you please state your name and location for the viewers, please?
Rocky Cigar Reviewer out in the middle of fucking nowhere where the internet needs a fucking drop kick because it's totally
There we
wet.
go.
But yeah, I'm Rocky Cigar Reviewer.
Okay. Just making sure.
And if anyone didn't hear me, as we started, I'm smoking the Christoph Pistoff, of course, the Robusto, one of my favourite cigars. And of course, happy birthday to the Cigar Loons, and happy birthday to everyone. And of course, we will get into how the Cigar Loons group was created and about the podcast. But I know Kate's just asked Jesse a question. So, Jess, go on, answer the question that Kate's just asked you, my brother.
No, I just asked maybe we can all go around and see what the year has meant to us, being a part of the Cigar Loons. And I thought we'd start with Jesse since he's the newest. And then after everybody goes around, Gaz, you can – I know you got an itinerary there that's about 4 pages long. You can carry on with that.
Well, let's see. I've only been with the Cigar Loons for a couple months. Been like 3-4 months now. It is from the very first day that I met Gus. It's been nothing but an open brotherhood of people who truly care about each other and care about each other's opinions. And I feel like that right there, that bondship, that is what creates this show, really. And I've been blessed to be part of it. And happy birthday to you guys, because it's your guys' birthday. But I appreciate being here with you guys. I really do.
Very good. Matthew, what about you, brother?
Oh, man. Well, you guys have been really great to me. I think I joined right around the same time that the podcast started, maybe a little bit later. So I've been probably with you guys for close to 8 months, maybe 9, maybe closer to 9, but I'm not sure exactly what date I joined. But, I immediately felt close to you guys. You guys have been really supportive. You've helped me in a lot of ways that you don't even know, just giving me somebody to talk to here and there. And yeah, this is just a great group of guys that have been, become a really big part of my life.
Very good. What about you, Grumpy?
Oh, the tales I could tell from the beginning. Just kidding. I no, but I mean, seriously, there's, but the one thing that I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna ride down that road. It's been a year. There's been some roller coaster riding. but this is this whole group thing that we've got going on is something that I've been wanting, to be part of and get going. When we put it together back there, and I was serious about it. And while we've overcome some hurdles and, and obstacles and whatever, we are where we are, and we're solid. And I mean, we've got things in place, where we can take care of our promo stuff, and we're moving right along, and I love that because that's kind of what I wanted to see it be. So, I'm not dwelling, and I'm not, looking in a rearview mirror. I'm man, I love you guys. We're a solid, core, and we know what's in our future if we'll just go get it. That's all I got to say about it.
Amen. And Gaz, what about you, brother?
I'll say what I've got to say after you've said what you've got to say about you being in the group, because I'll go into more about how I feel towards the group. But then, just a brief history of how it all came around. So, go on, Kate. How do you feel about being in the group?
No, like I say, this is from day one. This has been a brotherhood, and as we've had our roller coaster rides. Every show, every group's going to have peaks and valleys, and we've settled. Everything's settled. Everything is just it's everything. I feel like everything is right and where it should be, and
right.
You guys are a part of my weekly routine. Not only with the podcast. Normally we're on a Tuesday night, but just daily. We speak 3, 4, 5 times a week, and we're smoking cigars. We probably smoke cigars 3, 4 times a week. Whether if it's on TikTok, Instagram, or in the Discord on our live. And that's what I enjoy that, and I wish more people would join our Discord, and the ones that are in there, I wish they would come on and smoke some cigars with us. So I just wish we had a little bit more activity in there, but it'll come. And where we've come in this year, I never in a million years thought we would have this organization. This group that's I don't want to say it's an organization, but we're organized and we're putting out a solid product. And as far as the podcast, I mean, it is over the moon as far as I'm concerned. The guests that we've had, the shows, our subscriber base, it's just been more than anyone could ask for as far as I'm concerned. And I'm proud of all of us, and I'm proud to smoke a cigar with you brothers each week.
Amen.
I will apologise if the IRS come knocking on your door now. We're an organisation, so just be careful of the IRS, man. You might come knocking. But,
I meant organized. We're organized, like organized crime.
Yeah, we're a gang.
Easy.
We're going from one extreme to the next extreme now. So we're not getting arrested. We're now going to have the police. Brilliant. Yeah.
First rule of Fight Club: you don't talk about Fight Club. Come on, guys.
No, you know something. You've all reached on about the group and it being a brotherhood, and of course, we started this time over a year ago on the 8th of August, where we were all, of course, talking on TikTok, and we were getting bans on TikTok for just smoking a cigar or being how we wanted to be and taking the mick out of one another. So myself, Grumpy, and Kate, before Matthew joined, with some other people that were originally in the group, we decided about making a Discord. And of course, we made a Discord where we could sit, we could smoke cigars, play poker, and where other people could come from TikTok that weren't going to get a ban. And it then developed where the idea came out, of course, of making the podcast. And I was already looking it may be doing a podcast, and of course doing this now with the guys. I really enjoyed, and it is a brotherhood because I can reach out to one of you guys, speak to you any time of the day. We're there for one another. We smoke a cigar. Yes, I wish more people would come and join the group because the group's on the website. You can go straight through by the link on the website, straight to Discord, and come and join us and smoke a cigar. Come and join us when we play poker and have a chat with us. This group is here, and the formation of the group, of course, to talk about new boutique cigars that are out, different cigars, and to get a vast knowledge of cigars, and also to give back to you guys that knowledge as well. Introduce you to the guests in different boutique cigars that you probably don't know about. And that's always been our driving goal. And, of course, the reason we came up with Cigar Loons, well, we smoke cigars. We're all a bit loony. So cigars, loons, cigar loons. Little did I know, there's loons means a beard. And, of course, Kurt corrected me on that. There's a loon's a beard, which I never knew. But, of course, we are the Cigar Loons. We are the invaders of the cigar world. And thank you for coming and joining us tonight. Like I say, hi to, of course, Whiskey Tube, and hi to everyone on Rumble, and also hi to everyone that's on Instagram. So on Instagram, we've got, of course, the Cigar Bonky, who's watched. We've got, of course, Queen of the Cigar, Castello Cigars, and we've also got George Serda, I think it is, and of course, Vital Proof is watching on there, even though he's on the podcast. So yeah, well, thank you to everyone, of course, who's watching.
Dedicated.
And it is a brotherhood. It is a brotherhood. But we don't dismiss sisters of the leaf. If you're a sister and you're looking for a safe place to come and have a cigar, then by all means, come into the Discord, and you won't be treated different. Doesn't matter if you enjoy infused cigars, if you enjoy Cubans, if you enjoy New World cigars, if you're a new cigar smoker, an older cigar smoker, the group's welcome to anyone who smokes cigars.
We're equal. We are
Our main
equal
rule
opportunity offenders.
We don't even care if you smoke cherry cigars.
No, you smoke cherry cigars. Yeah, we don't care. You smoke cherry.
Stop. Don't stop. All I'm going to say is, if you're joining from the UK, please be over 18. And if you're joining in America, please be over the age of 21 to join the group. Because we don't want anyone underage smoking in there.
That's right.
But, yes. So
there's many times.
There's your brief history.
There's many times we'll sit out here on Discord for a couple hours in the evening smoking cigars and just talking about cigars. And I come inside and my wife goes, "Well, what were y'all talking about?" And I said, "Cigars." And she just looks at me and like, "How can you talk about cigars for 2 hours?" I'm like, "Well, we could." So we really do talk about cigars, and we, I mean, we just love cigars, and the amount of knowledge that I've gained off of every one of you guys, and you know, we bounce ideas off each other's different cigars. Gaz throws out some dynamite recommendations, even though you got to pull them out of them sometimes. But he's got some good cigars in his repertoire, and so
I still say that one of these nights in Discord when we're just sitting in there BSing, I still say if somebody hit the record button, that'd make a good recorded episode for when we got something going on. Might be a little different, but I guarantee it'd be a good one.
It probably sound a lot like how we started tonight.
Something similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, ramblings. Ramblings take the computer. But you know something? This is the thing when we, of course, put this together. It didn't matter what background you came from, work-wise, what religion, or anything, or what political views you've got. We sit, we smoke a cigar, we chat about the cigar, and we learn from one another. And like Kate said, I've got some recommendations that I've given. My thing has always been, I don't like giving recommendations out to people, because sometimes people don't enjoy the cigar. I know, Kate, you've enjoyed most of the cigars that I recommended to you. Grumpy.
Yeah.
How's your birthday cigar, my brother? And I'm glad to finally see you smoking it.
I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's starting to intensify a little bit going into the second, third, but I mean, it's what I was telling them. I don't know if you were in here and heard it, but the best way to describe it in a nutshell is like that 601 napalm, only with flavor. This has punch with flavor, and that napalm had punch, just didn't have a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
So, but
Like I say,
I'm
I'm glad.
liking it. I'm liking it. I really am. I'm anxious to
I'm glad
try
you
that
enjoyed it so much.
S84. You know, I'm anxious to try that S84. I got that too. So I'm anxious to try it to
Yep.
see the difference. You know.
Like I say, I'm glad there's basically I could send you the money and you could get them for your birthday off me. Because like I say,
I
if
do
we'd met
appreciate that.
in
Thank you.
Ebo, yeah, if we met in Ebo, of course, you would have had them cigars off me anyway. And Kate, I know you've enjoyed, of course, the Killer Bee, and I'm glad you've enjoyed that for your birthday, my brother. And what did you think of the Killer Bee after smoking it? Did you enjoy it? Was it a good recommendation that I give you? Or?
Yeah, no, it's got a little sting to it, which I like. It's it's not like a wasp or a hornet or anything, but it's a very nice cigar. And I tell you, that citrus note in there is unlike any citrus note I've ever tasted. And it took me a while to figure out what I was tasting, but man, that is straight up grapefruit all the way through that cigar, and it's I've never tasted anything like it. So it's very, very unique and very diverse. So I enjoyed it. I got 4 more to smoke.
Gee.
Yep.
What was the name of that one?
Yeah, man.
That's a Killer Bee.
Killer Bee.
Killer Bee.
Okay.
By Black Studio. So,
Yeah.
of course, you've got Black Label Trading Company. They make the last strides and everything. Their sister company is Black Studio Works, where, of course, the Killer Bee is, the Paper Grain, the Hyena, many more cigars that they do. Some are limited edition, where they only bring a limited batch out. The Killer Bees are regular production now by Black Studio Works. And, of course, they're all from Nicaragua. Great cigars. Go and support them. Another boutique cigar company. And I've been very fortunate enough to smoke the cigars. And now, Kate's.
I actually plan on doing
well.
a full review on that cigar, and I already figured out the title of that review. Does the Killer Bee really sting?
There you go.
There you go.
So stay tuned for that.
We've got.
There you go, baby.
Yeah, and stay tuned, of course, for Saturday, because actually no, sorry, stay tuned for Sunday, because Saturday, me and Cigar Kurt are going to be sitting down smoking the EP Carrillo Allegiance, and I've never smoked this cigar before. I know, of course, it was made by Oliva, as well, of course, with having Ernesto from EP Carrillo make it. So I'm looking forward to doing that review, and then, of course, I still don't know who the guest is on the 20th. Do any of you have a guess who the guest is on the 20th? Because I keep posting these posts and I still don't know. It's like a big secret. Who is it? I haven't got
I've signed the NDA. I cannot say a word.
It's going to be a good show. I can feel it already.
Well,
oh yeah.
Let's just say it'll be a challenge for me.
You know something? I'm seriously looking forward to that.
Mine's been run over by a buggy.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Do what?
Yeah, he's got tie prints on the envelope. Didn't you see the envelope?
Oh yeah.
He's got tie prints on it.
I'll dig that envelope. I'll dig that envelope up here in a minute. But yeah, there's a damn buggy wheel tire track right across it. Black.
Are they damaged?
Yeah, they crushed them. I don't know if it broke them under the bands or not. I'm afraid that I've kind of rolled them back out as best I could, but they're crackly, So I just put them in my humidor jar, left them alone.
What's that cartoon back from the 70s and 80s? Where is it Elmer Fudd that's smoking a cigar that's all blown up and exploded?
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna look like when we on that one. I tell you,
Yeah, that cigar is gonna bloom.
it will, man.
The more,
And it don't matter which one because they had twin tire tracks on them. I mean, boom, boom. It looked like they were a speed bump in the post office floor, man.
They started off as box pressed and now envelope shaped because they're being crushed. Yeah, but of course we've got that show that we're really excited for. Of course, on the 20th, the 15th, of course, we've got Cigars for Beginners coming up, and we're going to be chatting to them on the show and finding out about the different things that he's involved in. Of course, the cigars he smokes, and having a great chat with him. And then at the end of the month, you're going to see us crazy loons sitting and smoking Foundation Cigars, the Tabernacle, Broadleaf. And we're all going to sit doing a live podcast and smoking the same cigar on the live podcast and seeing what notes we get and see if we can all hit the same notes. And this was the thing about, of course, doing the podcast. And I know you guys will agree with me about being original and having original ideas, like doing, of course, cigar reviews, doing cigar reviews altogether. Then, of course, having the guests on, but not sticking with company after company, having, like, of course, content creators on, having different podcast people coming on, then having the companies, because it's just keeping it fresh for everyone to watch. And, of course, we learn from different people what they are smoking, and we might get recommendations off them to what they are smoking. And it's about learning. The thing is, the cigar community is a small community, as we know, and we're so fortunate enough that we've had some really great guests, like, of course, David from Ipu Carrillo, like Ricky, of course, from West Tampa. We've had, of course, Drunk Chicken on, their owner, of course, their rep as well, and many other companies, like Anya Ramirez, of course, Family by Royalty we've had on, and so many more. Hiram Solomon, of course. We've had really great guests. And, of course, a lot of time goes into the podcast. A lot of time getting the guests. I've got to say a big shout out to Matthew, of course, for getting the guest on the 20th. I know Grumpy's working as well to get some guests. I know Jess is. I've worked my balls off getting guests to the point. Of course, we've had some great ones. And it is a bit disappointing now and again when they say, well, we don't want to come on. And we get it. We're not a very big podcast, but when we get them on, it's riveting because we get to smoke their cigars, we get to talk to them, and we get to learn. And I really enjoy this. And there's nothing that can beat this sitting with your fellow brothers, smoking so and enjoying it all, sitting with the Sisters of the Leaf and learning about them. Because Anya Ramirez, geez, you look at her story of where she started with her and then to where she went with her cigar lounge, the content that she brings up with the cigars and different cigars she smokes and different cigars she need. Really great guest that we had, and we are bringing Anya back, of course, for everybody. So bring Anya back, of course, guys. What else do you want to talk about tonight on this, of course, celebratory show that we're doing?
Well, for me, and as just to kind of piggyback off of that, the guests that we've had, and I don't think that I would have, without having those guests, we've really had our palates opened up to some really nice cigars. And just as an example, I probably never would have, Anya was just 30 minutes down the road from me, so I would have smoked her cigars probably, but without having these guests on there, it just really opens up and kind of diversifies what cigars you're smoking. Anya's cigars, I probably it probably would have took me a while to smoke that. I don't know if I've would have picked up a Hiram and Solomon cigar, or probably eventually, but I really enjoyed that cigar so much where I'm going to get some more of them. So it's interesting there's so many cigars out there. And a lot of times, I was listening to someone talk on a podcast a couple months ago, and this new generation of cigar smokers, the older cigar smokers that were smoked 40, 50 years ago, those guys pretty much had one or two cigars. That was their favorite cigar. That's what they smoked most of their life. Where this new generation, there's so many cigars out there where a lot of people like to just go from cigar to cigar and just experience different things. And that is, I feel like that's really enabled us to kind of do that, and just have those cigars, put in front of us, and we go out and purchase them. And, it's just fabulous cigars. There's so many good cigars out there.
Oh, yeah. I definitely have tried out a whole lot of cigars being part of the podcast and the group that I probably would have never even smoked before, and, we talk about the guests that come on to the show, but, it when it comes to the cigar industry, like you said, it's a small community, and there's a lot of other people that we meet that, they don't come on as guests, whether they're too busy or whatever. But we've met, like me personally, I've met some people that if it wasn't for this, I would have never met them. I would have never tried their cigars. It's a great experience that what the show and the group opens up to,
I would say that with the guests, again, definitely tried some different cigars that I wouldn't have necessarily grabbed automatically. But it also has made it so that I'm always trying to find something different. Like just being in here trying to talk to you guys about these cigars, like I've had to challenge myself to try things that I wouldn't necessarily always go to, because like, I'm the kind of person that I go to a restaurant and that I find something I like and that's what I order there now,
Yeah.
So, and I tend to be that way with everything else unless I challenge myself. And I think that being part of this group and being on this podcast has really challenged me to try a bunch of different new things. And I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It does it challenges you because you're learning about new cigars all the time. You're learning about new companies all the time. And as we've already said, the amount of boutique cigar companies that are out there, it's a new boutique cigar company coming out every single week with a different cigar and using different places, like, of course, Vicencia, Aganorsa, of course, Espinosa's factory, and so many other factories. And the combinations then of cigars that they're making with the boutique. And you've got to look, of course, at what AJ's just done for Gurkha. AJ's done cigars for Gurkha. And, of course, they've had that. Then you look, of course, at Oscar Valdez. He's made a cigar for Gurkha. E.P. Carrillo's made a cigar for Gurkha. Then look at the collaboration with West Tampa and E.P. Carrillo with the Circle of Life. There's that many different cigars that are coming out and companies that are joining one another to bring cigars out. It's just brilliant. And, of course, Grumpy.
Yeah.
You've been introduced to a hell of a lot of different cigars to what you're picking up, of course, in your small batch. And you've tried a lot of different cigars. And I know you're enjoying them. And is this brought, being on the podcast, has this brought more information to you about the cigars and you learned more about the cigars than you would have done if you just sat at home smoking the cigar? Would you have known most of the information, or have you learned more by being on the podcast with the guests that we've had, of course?
Let's say that, I mean, the caliber of guests that we have been blessed with, because we are young, we're new, we're upcoming. I mean, we've only been around this for 8 months and none of us knew nothing about it when we got here. But the caliber of guests that we've had, the information that they have shared with us, and allowed us to get out there to our viewers, our followers and everything is just outstanding. I mean, you can't ask for better anywhere else. Now, and I don't know. We've been really blessed with what we've had. And I do think that we've got bigger. I can't say bigger and better because I don't want to exclude anybody that we've had on. Man, they've all been great, you know. And as far as I'm concerned, we just let's go get them all on here, you know. But I've thoroughly enjoyed this ride, and I look forward to some of the things, you know, that we've got coming, offers that have been thrown out there at us, you know, to do different things here and there. I'm looking forward to, you know, especially next year, some of the things that are coming for 2025. That's, you know, I'm real interested to see where that takes us.
Yep.
What did I miss?
And of course, talking about next, okay, we're just getting on about guests and different things and how much stuff is grumpy from, of course, having the guests on and different things. And of course, you mentioned about 2025. But same question goes to all of you, basically, about having these guests on. Would you have learned a load of the information that you've learned by having the guests on if there hadn't been a podcast and we just been a normal Discord group, just sitting smoking cigars, never met guests? Would you have known a lot of this information?
Yeah.
Or have you learned a vast lot of knowledge now by having these guests on? So
Well,
I'll go with Kurt first. Kurt, your answer, and then, of course, Jess and then Matthew. So, Kurt, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I definitely what I think I've learned the most is just getting some of the knowledge that we've got from the seed all the way through the production process. You know, firsthand knowledge that we've learned and talked about. Yeah, you can look this stuff up and you can read about it, but to hear from people that are actually doing it and have done it and experienced that, to me, that's been a wealth of knowledge to me, just to be able to be a part of that, to get that firsthand experience, and as well as, you know, and even as we talk about some of the, you know, the actual cigars, about how they market them, and you know, the blending, you know, that episode we had with Ricky from West Tampa, just a wealth of knowledge. And to be able to sit there and have a front row seat to that, it's been really, really great. That's one of the biggest things that I've taken away from it.
Yeah, I just want to say, of course, thank you to the Leaf Cut. You know something, go and check out the Leaf Cutters. Great group of guys that I bring out the podcast every week. Go and check them out on Instagram. And
yeah.
they will be
What's up,
coming
fella?
on and joining the Cigar Loons. And we're going to do a joint show with them, and we're going to bring them on, and we're going to sit and smoke some cigars with them and find out about them guys and let everyone find out about them. But of course, this question now that I've just asked Kate now goes, of course, to you, Matthew, and then of course we'll go up to Mr. Tobacco G6. We will.
Sure. So I think the biggest thing that I find is, you know, there's no way that I would have learned the sort of what I refer to as inside baseball kind of stuff that we've heard straight from the horse's mouth on this podcast. You know, that's not stuff you can just find online.
Right.
And I think that's like the truly like most interesting part of those videos we had with the guests. I think that, and then just to find out their story. You know, these, you know, the brands are well known, but the people behind them aren't necessarily as well known. So it's great to hear their stories. Up to you, Tobacco G's dick.
Jeez.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, same thing. You know, there's a lot of cigars out there that I would have never tried, a lot of knowledge that I would have
Yeah.
never, you know, even thought of even looking for, because you know, but yeah, I mean, I've learned so much about so many different companies and tobaccos and, you know, farms and even history that even a lot of people in the industry don't even talk about. And, and you learn about it and you're like, wow, I didn't even know about that. It's part of the history of cigars. Yeah, there's a lot of knowledge that is, collected throughout this time, just by meeting the people we do and getting the guests we get on the show, and it's pretty awesome. It really is. I mean, at least for us, it is. My wife,
Yeah.
she wishes I was mute, but
And just to piggyback off what Jesse and Matthew both said, I've been really surprised at how forthcoming some of the guests have have
really.
been with just giving us information.
Oh, yeah.
Where you think there's a lot of the like look at the podcast you go back with Michelito about when he was talking about how Cuba's producing their cigars, and he knows firsthand what he's experienced there, and so it's a good industry, and there's really good people in it, and they can tell you. They can give you a lot of information, and really, if you don't have the years and years of experience, you're not going to go out there and reproduce that. So, why not share some of the information? And they do, and that's one thing that I appreciated. So,
And to piggyback off of that, and you're talking about the information that we've been able to get. Just like with that same, you've mentioned, the one you've mentioned. See, that holy grail for a lot of people is to get to smoke an authentic Cuban cigar. That's the holy grail for a lot of people. And it was the same for me too. See, I still want to try an authentic Cuban cigar. But due to information that we have learned from having the podcast and guests, there's really no need to try 4 or 5 or 6 trying to find something different. I just want to try the one so I can say I've had an authentic Cuban, and now I know what they all taste like. And but you wouldn't know that if you weren't sitting there that night, to catch that story,
a little
about
nugget,
that.
Little nugget.
Yeah, that was one of those little nuggets that you had to, that's one of those little nuggets that was caught in your seine pan once you seined all the dirt away. That little nugget sitting there shining at you. Yeah.
That's the thing, something. We've learned a lot on the show. We've learned, of course, there's all Cubans are practically the same. We've learned, of course,
he
about
just said
the history.
I wasn't really gonna put it out there like that, but
So,
since you did,
well, I will.
I was being a little more blunt with it,
Well,
or actually a little less blunt with it.
Well, we've learned from the companies. We've learned the history of the company. We've learned about
Yeah,
the
very
process
much.
of the tobacco. They've told us different things about the tobacco. If running out of different things. Look, of course, at when we had Andreas on from Every Day is a Cigar, and he said they had one cigar that came out, ran out of that. So they discontinued the cigar because they didn't want to carry on bringing a cigar out, and it changed to what they originally had. And you look at, of course, Eduardo, when Eduardo came from Foundation Cigars, he brought a lot of different information about the cigars, about, of course, Nick Manillo being into his history, why the cigars around the Ethiopians, of course, royal family, about the tabernacle, of course, about the Olmec, and all the different cigars. And something, we've been very fortunate as a group. We're very fortunate as a group. There's, of course, we've had Aganorsa on, and they've come and joined us. We've been also fortunate enough that we were chosen to do the review on the Encore Black by EP Carrillo before it came out at PC. And something, thank you to all the guests. Thank you to everyone that tunes. in. And of course, the leaf cutters have just put here, Aganorsa makes cigars for many bigger labels. And that's the thing with Aganorsa. Aganorsa make a load of different
Yeah.
cigars for people. And
Mhm.
I know a lot of the people who they make cigars for. And I know them very personally. And they will be coming on the podcast as guests. And we absolutely love having Terence Riley on. I know Terence anyway. Great guy. And of course, where do you see, of course, next year for the Cigar Loons? Because it's our first birthday. So where do you see us coming up to next August when it's our second birthday as a group? Where do you see 2025 going? So Grump, where do you see next year going, my brother, for 2025?
Well, definitely, I'm gonna say that I see the growth of as long as, and really it's not hard to do. As long as we keep things original, as long as we keep things fresh, you know, we've got guests, we've got event offers and things that you know hadn't been quite finalized or anything like that yet, but there's offers on the table. It's not like it's going to be a boring year. But I'm still looking forward to spending time together, even when it's just us kicking around like this. Uh, I know we've got some top quality guests that are lined up. Even to finish this year out. Not to mention what's coming next year. But
Mhm.
an additional, we've talked about that additional website. November. That's not quite next year, but it might be next year before it gets rolling good. But we've got some positive things that are ahead of us. So you know, train's definitely rolling in a forward direction.
Right.
Yeah. And of course, I just want to say a big shout out to our sponsors, of course. We've got Famous Smoke Shop out in America, is one of our sponsors, of course. We've got Cigar Page, that's one of our sponsors. Here in England, of course, Sam and Mark from GQ Tobacconists. So thank you to them as well. And then, of course, our other one, Online Cigars, Switzerland. So thank you, of course, for being our sponsors of the podcast. And something, I'm looking forward to next year. I'm really looking forward to next year. But I'll tell you why I'm looking forward to next year after I've got your takes. So, of course, Matthew, we'll get on with you. What are you excited for 2025?
Well, I think I'm really just excited to see our evolution, see where we can take this thing, and see all the guests that I know we're going to be able to set up, and our special events that we are working on, and just another great year of just being with you guys and making this, something that we can put our passion behind. I will say, Leaf Cutter just commented on Instagram, do the podcast for yourselves. Everything else is a bonus, and I totally agree with that.
All right. Next.
Yeah, I just seen that comment.
I'm excited for
on
next
Instagram.
year.
I was just reading the Instagram.
Just on the fact that it already so much has happened in just a couple months that I've been with you guys, and I could only imagine what is to come for us. Because I mean, we're on a rocket ship right now.
And for me, I'm looking forward to the continued growth. I'm looking forward to that. But one thing that I really like to see and really makes me happy is new cigar smokers. If someone out there is interested in learning about cigars or smoking a cigar, maybe you've only smoked one cigar, but if you really want to get into the the lifestyle, and I call it a lifestyle. And a lot of times I think, we're everyday cigar smokers, all of us. We're smoking 1 to 2 cigars a day, so it is
Yeah.
a part of our lifestyle. But I think a lot of times we take for granted there's people out there that are interested in it, or maybe have only smoked 1 or 2, and don't really know how to get into it, or how to even cut a cigar, or how to properly light a cigar. I look forward to being able to be there for the new cigar smoker. And if we're not forcing anybody to pick up a cigar, that's not what we're about. But if you want to learn about cigars and enjoy cigars, there's a brotherhood right here for you. For everyone out there, brother, sister, there's a family here that you can pick up a cigar and smoke a cigar with, and learn and grow. And that's probably the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to as we move forward.
That's right.
Yeah. But of course, if you want to support the Cigar Loons and you want to grab a fantastic T-shirt like I'm wearing, like of course wearing and Jesse's wearing, then of course go and visit Amazon. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a quick little video with some of the T-shirt designs that we've got. So just have a little break and we'll be back.
Right on.
And there you go. And we're back. So there's some of the T-shirt designs that you can grab hold of course. And just go on to the Cigar Loons website, click on that link. It'll direct you straight to Amazon. And, of course, put in Cigar Loons. And you'll find all of the Cigar Loons merch. You'll find, of course, T-shirts that Kurt designed with, of course, the podcast. And you'll find different designs that Kurt's done, different designs that the Cigar Loons group's done. And any T-shirt that's brought, it helps support us for the daily upkeep, of course, of using the streaming site, of course, for the promo work that we do. And we really appreciate all of you that have brought a T-shirt and helped us to carry on doing this, because, as you can imagine, running a podcast is a lot of money. And when you buy a T-shirt, it really means a lot for the support. And we thank you for that. And like I say, great T-shirts. When you look at the designs, of course, the Skull Smoking 2 cigars, the Invaders, we've got a Vikings one that's coming out soon. We've got, of course, the different flag designs from England, America, Puerto Rico, all over. And you can grab a T-shirt for whatever you are. If you're a biker, there's a biker T-shirt. If you're into lightning, there's a lightning one. There's loads. So go and check them out, like I say. But, you know something, 2025, it's a date when you think of it, 2025. I wish I was 25 again. But you know something, you just look at what we've got coming with different guests, the different events that are coming up. Of course, the Cigar Loons are going to be visiting a cigar factory, and we're going to be going maybe to Dominican Republic and having a look in the whole process of finalizing the Cigar Loons cigar and getting that out for everyone to try, and coming up with the name of it, because it's not going to be the Cigar Loons cigar. Of course, we're going to come up with a great name, and I do like the Impaler.
Grumpy's
or, of course,
Revenge.
The Invader. I think Grumpy's Revenge. Oh yeah, we'll just have a soul cigar for Grump. Come on, my brother.
I have one for each. I'm just naming mine. Everybody have one.
So what's mine gonna be then? The Ginger Grizzly Bear. The arsehole.
There you
Arsehole bear. There you go. The arsehole
There you
bear.
go.
There you go. There's my cigar.
Oh boy.
But no, you know something, we've got a lot of interesting things coming, and
Not family
of course,
friendly.
sitting down and getting the leaf cutters on. We're getting the leaf cutters coming on. Of course, getting Sticks by the Shore coming on. Adam, of course.
See this? They may not want to come on.
Coming on. And having these different chats with people and learning about them, learning about people who are making cigar content, and also, of course, learning about more to do with the boutique society, because you look at now, and me and Kurt went into a good conversation on this, especially for you guys in America with the FDA. The FDA are finally going to bring in their own rulings eventually on cigars in the United States. Now, what the boutique society want to do is bring in their own rules that they follow, like, of course, beard nets, air nets, and looking after the boutique and not dealing with the FDA regulations. So, of course, we're going to try and get someone from the boutique society on and tell us about that. Then we're also going to try and get an importer from the UK and explain the whole track and trace system, because, of course, in England, we've got a track and trace system that's coming in, which is a big thing at the moment with all the cigars. And you know something, no matter how many people you talk to, you're always going to learn something new. And I learn every single day with smoking cigars. Matthew will either tell me something, or to Grumpy or Jess or whoever, will tell me something different about a cigar, and I'm like, I need to go and grab it, I need to smoke it. And this is how we've all learned. Like I say, Kurt would never touch Caldwell if he hadn't given it to me, and I had to suggest it. It's the same as, of course, Black Studio Works. Grumpy would have never had the blackened if the group hadn't mentioned it. And I would have never smoked off the cigars that I smoked if it wasn't through talking to different people and smoking them. And we are big advocates of boutique. We are advocates of premium cigars, like, of course, JC Newman, Padron, Arturo Fuente. So we don't put that split in the middle and go, well, we're not talking to the premium, we're only talking to boutique. We have got big guests lined up that are coming from, of course, these companies, like, of course, Arturo Fuente, Perdomo, different ones, and they will be coming to the podcast, and we can't wait. And what I am going to say, keep your eyes open this week coming up, because I'm going to drop who the guest is. I'm going to drop what the cigar is. Keep your eyes open. And what do I always say, guys? Trust me on what I'm going to be bringing, because you won't believe the guests that we're pulling out the bag for the 20th. This guest is giving us all the same cigar, and we're going to be smoking the same cigar. And sorry, Grump, but I know you were thinking it was a Gurkha, but it's not a Gurkha, my brother. So don't get excited. It's not a Gurkha. It's not a Gurkha.
No. That's no. That the whole we're all going to be smoking the same cigar part. That's the joke. We're all going to be waiting on mine to blow up.
Hey, Grumpy, your
it's going to be interesting.
Your tobacconist is on the podcast.
Do what?
Your tobacconist in the comments is on the podcast. He's tuning in.
What's up, brother?
Let's go.
I told you we was on here.
So, well,
nice to meet you too, brother. It's good. It was good to meet somebody up there in that brick and mortar that actually had some sense. You know, the last person I talked to up there that had any sense, she was a blonde, wore Daisy Duke jean shorts, and had artwork from her hips to the top of her cowboy boots. But she knew cigars. But she knew cigars. I mean, you know. What can I say? I notice things. I'm old. I'm observant.
That's what we call it. Okay.
I'm just old. I ain't dead. Come on now.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
I'm happy in my life.
No, we're not.
That's his sister.
And of course.
That's right.
The thing is,
there we go.
I mean,
it's your sister. But I'm still very interested in calendar out and see if we can get other people to contribute to the calendar, because you know something, we look at different charities, and one charity that's very close to my heart, of course, is dementia, because I lost both of my grandparents to it. And we said, of course, about doing a calendar. And, of course, Kurt to be sitting, maybe July with his cowboy covering his tallywhacker. I might sit there with a rugby ball covering my tallywhacker. And, of course, who knows what Grumpy's going to be doing. But we'll be sitting there. We'll be sitting there butt naked with something covering our parts and bringing a calendar out for charity because you know something.
Speak for
We
yourself.
do like giving back, and of course that's But you
This
know
is all
something.
about.
Giving
This
back
is
to charities.
this
you
goes
look,
behind
of
a
course,
paywall, brother.
Oh, here we go.
This ain't no free view. This goes behind a paywall.
But no. Yeah, but if we give back to charities like, of course, that and different added to your heart, at least we've got something out and we are giving back to charities because you look at a lot of boutique cigar companies, you look at a lot of the bigger ones, they do, of course, support charities, and that's what we'd like to do. And, of course, there is going to be more competitions coming. And, of course, you will be able to win yourself one of Kurt's pokers that he's made, of course. That's my blackened one, what Kurt made me. Of course, my antler one that Kurt made me as well. And we will be doing some more raffles, of course, where you'll be able to get, or you might be able to win a t-shirt or hoodie. But we will be doing some more. And of course, if we get a lot of cigars that we're given, and we've got cigars left over from the guests, then what we're going to do as well, we're going to do a raffle there, and you'll be able to win some of the cigars because we've had cigars given to us, we've had duplicates of it, and we smoked them. But you know something, later down the line, we're on about putting them together and doing a raffle where you can smoke the cigars that we smoked with the guest. And also, we're going to do something as well where if you do have that guest on and you win the prize of that cigar, then of course, the next week we go live with a different guest or something, then the winner of the competition, you'll get a spot to come on and ask the guest a couple of questions. And that's some other stuff that we're working on. It's just a matter of giving back to everyone that supported us. And you know something, thank you to the 146 subscribers. Thank you for all the likes, all, of course, the comments. Thank you for liking all our stuff on Instagram and following us. Me, it's a big, massive thank you, of course. We are a small podcast, but you know something? I don't think we are a small podcast now. I think we're getting to that next step on the ladder where we're becoming a bigger podcast. And I'm not trying to sing our praises and say we're big-headed, but we are getting to that next stage. And we absolutely love it. 9 months, and to do what we've done in 9 months, I think it's brilliant. And of course, Whiskey Tubes just put a comment. Yeah, so Whiskey Tubes commenters, you guys rock. I love this podcast. So
Appreciate you,
Whiskey
brother.
Tube, thank you.
Thank you, my man. Thank
Get in touch, of course, with Michael, and Michael should be sending you some Vincent blends out for, and of course, the question last week, and you should be getting them in the post. And you know something? Onwards and upwards. Onwards, upwards to the Cigar Loons, and onwards and upwards to the rest of the podcasts that are, like I say, the Leaf Cutters, of course, and different ones that are out there. Go and support them. And of course, we will be having more Sisters of the Leaf coming on, and some other companies. Now, don't get me wrong. While we're still alive, if there's a company that you would like to see the Cigar Loons have on the podcast, then shoot us a message in the comments. Either Matthew can see the comments on Instagram, or I can see the comments on YouTube. But shoot us a company that you'd like to see come on, and we'll do our hardest to get that company come on, and then you can ask them questions. So shoot us that one. But Grump, how's your blackened? You enjoying it, my brother? Is it giving you that kick?
It's kicking up pretty good about halfway through. Really, really woody. Still got a good amount of pepper to it. But now that chocolate and that dark fruity stuff is still hanging on too, though. So, you know, it's still hanging in there just fine.
Good. You know something? It's a great cigar. It's one of my favorites. I do like the blackened. Yes. How's your cigar been treating you, my brother? How's your cigar been?
Oh, I love this cigar. It's very, very creamy and smooth, and the age of the cigar shows through how well the flavors are just blended together. If anybody out there has the opportunity to find one of these, I would say get it, smoke it. You won't regret it.
Matthew, what about your cigar, my brother? How's your cigar been treating you?
It's actually really, really good. Smoking really nicely. Pretty clean burn line. I've had to touch it up a couple times. It's probably because I smoke too fast sometimes.
Trying to keep up with Kurt.
Plus, I have constant wind blowing on me from the fan because it's hot in my house. Yeah, man, it's doing really well. I've got some really nice cocoa notes and coffee notes out of it, and it's pairing pretty darn well with this bourbon. It's not a fancy bourbon, but it's a decent, good bourbon. It's got a lot of sweetness to it, so it's a good contrast.
Yeah. And Kate, I know, of course, you smoked your old Mac, and now you're on your second one, like a chain smoker, my brother. So
got the old got the old chimney fired up. I went through that. Of course, that was a little old Mac. Just so to put that out there, it wasn't wasn't a big one. It was the smallest one. But I'm into my Charter Oak right now, which is one of my everyday favorites. Just the oak in here, and this is like a staple for me. So
that's a good one right there.
Yeah,
about through with my tall glass of Jameson Orange and Diet Mountain Dew.
There you go.
Like I said to you guys, that Charter Oak, especially in G's, it brings out the profile of that cigar a hell of a lot more. I don't mind it in the Toro. I don't mind it whatsoever. But you know something? I'm getting back to where I want to try smaller ring gauge cigars and seeing the difference in the taste. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to go down to the Lancero route, so don't get worried, Kate. I ain't getting down the Lancero route, brother. I know that's your. I know you like them.
I wouldn't sleep on those.
I find them difficult. You know that. I find them difficult to smoke them. And Petit Corona, I don't mind. Petit Corona has been brilliant. I've enjoyed them. And you know me, I don't go anything bigger than a 60. There's only been a couple of times where I've had a 70 ring gauge, and geez, I've had jaw after. It's like sucking on a donkey dick. Let me put it that way.
It's a size thing for you, right?
Learning more about the cigars. Yeah, my brother, it's a size thing. My cigar.
You kind of got that sweet spot you like better than the rest.
Oh, jeez. Why is it that I hang around with these bunch of crazies? Yes, we are the Cigar Loons. We are the invaders. Of course, I want to say a big shout out to AJ Jarvis. Of course, he was our competition winner.
Wiener, chicken dinner.
That kid. And yeah, and you know something? I want to put a big shout out now to you guys, because this wouldn't have been possible to do this podcast without you guys and for the amount of support. And of course, I want to go individually now. So Grumpy, a big shout out to you, my brother, of course, for hosting the website and allowing me to work with yourself, gain the website up with the blog and everything, and gain that. Jess, I want to say a big thank you to you for reaching out to guests, as well as Grumpy for reaching out to guests. Matthew, I want to put a big shout out to you because of you getting guests and everything, and what you're working to get. To Kate, sitting there, brother, I like this one. This one, you correct the spelling on it, but I'll salt him. And of course, Kate working with the t-shirts, working with doing the cigar rests, the cigar pokers, the cigar key rings. The links will be coming on the website where, of course, you can go and grab your cigar merch from, of course, Cigar Kate. And thank you for all of you with the support and everything that you do, because it is an art process doing this. And I love the fact that as I sit with you guys, you're my brothers, we've gone into some really dark conversations. The support through mental health for men and the group that we've got supporting one another you know something, can't fault a group like this. And I know I have my meltdowns, and I go a little bit ballistic, and I lose me rag, and I'm difficult to work with. I'm a prima donna, chuck me toys out me pram. But guess what? I'm fucking allowed to. I'm English. You guys have already won all your fucking little civil wars against us, so the English guys are allowed to kick off when I want to.
Hey, that's a
But
rabbit
no,
hole.
we are. Oh,
You know,
Trump, don't you know we're bringing more shows out like that? We are bringing more rabbit hole shows.
Well, that's a good one right there. Who's
you know,
still on?
I just wanna, put out there like what he was saying about, mental health, and we've all had our conversations of problems and issues we go through in life as human, as man, and I just want to put out there that if you're a guy that, or even a girl that just doesn't feel like they have a place to talk about a problem, join our Discord. We don't discriminate. We listen to each other, and I know for a fact this group, just through us in the Discord, has helped me a lot. So if you do feel that way, by all means, going to our website, go to our Discord, and join us.
Yeah, no drama,
Yeah.
nothing. No judgment, no drama, nothing in there, man. We don't tolerate it.
And you think of the group anyway, of course. Emily's in there, so Emily, of course, smokes cigars now and again. So you've got a couple of Sisters of the Leaf in there. You've got Cammy in there. Of course, there is going to be some other Sisters of the Leaf that are going to be joining, and it's there for everyone. That's why we created the Cigar Loons group, for anyone to go on there and find out about what you're smoking. Even if you want to join the Facebook group, go on Facebook, look for Cigar Loons, and go into the group. And by all means, of course, Whiskey Tube's there, so Andrew's in the group, and we've got different people in there. And you know something, we enjoy seeing what other people are smoking and learning about what you are having, and especially if you're drinking drink with it. Because me, I like lager, I like, of course, bitter. I don't mind my whiskies, I don't mind bourbons, but finding out about different drink pairings with cigars, if you've got a different note in a cigar to what I've got, I thrive on that, knowing about different tastes that you guys are getting and learning. And this is what it's about, supporting one another. And like I say, from the bottom of my heart, like I said to you before, if it wasn't for you, Grumpy, getting guests so at the website, you just getting guests, Matthew, you working getting guests, Kurt, you working on the t-shirts, working getting the links, of course, that I didn't mention for the sponsors that we've got, and working the sponsorships out, this wouldn't be possible, because it wouldn't. And the thing is, it's not about one person being the host. We're all the host, and we are a family. And this is a family-run show, which you don't really get many family-run shows. But we are family. We're brothers and balloons. And like I say, thank you to everyone who's come and watched us tonight on this, of course, our first birthday.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, go on, my brother. Go on.
Quick thing back on the mental health thing that Jess was talking about. Didn't your friend, aren't those books that he wrote, don't they deal with some of that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do. So sit at the table, of course, deal with some of that, and especially for men. Anyway, if you want to
Well, I could go look those
in
up.
life and go to that next step, there's different. Yeah, there's different ways in the books about, of course, stepping up your game. Of course, getting to where you want to be in life. Either if you want to be a great father, or you want that promotion in a job, or if you're looking at a different avenue of work or a different avenue of life. Them steps go through it, and the great books, you can get them on Amazon. Search for Darren J. Brooks, and you can find them. Of course, we will be having an affiliate link with them, where of course you can go over and get them. and that will be coming on the website as well. And
I could go link them up, and I can go link them up and get them up. You can get them up there. So I think it'd be good to have.
And if any of you who are watching, and if you're in Stoke-on-Trent like myself, go and look at Seat at the Table, and they're on, of course, Facebook. They do a evening where, of course, it's a fire and you smoke a cigar if you're a cigar smoker and in the UK and you want to join a group. Go and join that. I'm hoping to maybe be going next week and sitting with the guys and smoking some cigars with them and talking about the cigars and different things, because that invite's been sent to me. So I'm going to take them up on it. But again, get out. You know something? We are big advocates of supporting one another. And this is the thing. We do support one another. We have the laugh. We have the banter. These guys keep telling me about the Boston Tea Party all the time. Yep. And then pulling the rip on me about smoking cherry cigars, because crazy old story. My mum went to Cyprus and she brought me 30 cherry infused cigars. And she thought they were all proper cigars, but they were all infused. And she didn't know. So that's why I get the rip on the cherry cigars. But they help out you when you want a quick cigar. They're okay. They cleanse the palate. No, they don't. They just choke me to death. But they've been all right. So big shout out to my mum. And she's a big advocate of the Cigar Loons. She posts a lot of the Cigar Loon stuff all over her Facebook for us so people can catch it. Big shout out to my family for the support that I get from my family. Of course, doing this and telling people. My aunt runs a hotel and a pub. When she's got people in who's smoking cigars, she tells them, go and check out the Cigar Loons podcast. Also, to everyone else who shouted us out and told people, who wear the t-shirts, who've brought the merch, who come every week and support us. This is about you guys, and we do this for you guys. It's not about us, it's for you. And like I say, #1 original podcast with a #1 original podcast tune. Cigar Loons podcast. We are the invaders of the cigar world.
Please.
The front put. Fuck it, I can't sing that.
No, we have a recording for that.
Myself. This is why it's bad. Don't you be horrible to me, Grumpy. I've got a perfect singing voice. I could have been in AC/DC.
Somebody needs a hug.
Brings that talent.
I could have too, but I probably wouldn't be talking by now. But I mean,
Nah, you know something? Go have a laugh, go have some fun, and this is what it's about. That's why we do this every week. We come out, and like I say, we do apologise. We're not going to be live next Tuesday. We're going to be live again next Tuesday, and our guest, of course, is Cigars for Beginners. So make sure to check us out. We are going to be live, of course, at our normal times. So Grumpy and Matthew, give them where, of course, they can catch us. And then Kurt, give them where they can catch us on. So Grumpy, give the times, my brother.
The times that you can catch us are 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. way over yonder in Jesse's world on the West Coast. And if you're over there in the UK with the ginger grizzly bear, that's midnight for you guys. Your turn, Jess.
Matthew, where can they catch us, my brothers?
Oh, yeah, you can catch us on our Discord and on Spotify. If you ever miss any of our live podcasts, you can find them all on Spotify.
You can find us on YouTube live here, like we are right now. Also on Instagram and Rumble, right? We're also there live.
Yep.
And we post the videos on Facebook after we're done as well.
We're everywhere.
Sorry, Kate. They answered what you were going to say, where they could catch us up. Both of them answered it.
You broke up, so I didn't hear it anyway. So
But yeah, like you know, of course, YouTube, Instagram, rumble.com, we're live every week where we're live. And also on the Facebook group where you can, of course, watch the video. And of course, we've got some great reviews coming out on cigars. Of course, this coming Sunday, there's going to be the review of the EP Carrillo Allegiance that me and Kurt are going to be doing. And then, of course, we've got the guests coming up. And then at the end of the month, Cigar Loons are going to be sitting and smoking Foundation cigars. We're going to be smoking the Tabernacle Broadleaf. And we've got some more great reviews that we're all going to be doing with some different cigars. And also, I'm really looking forward to what we're bringing out in November. Be like anyone expects what we're bringing out. And you need to keep your eyes open because that show's be an interesting show. And we can't wait to show you what we've put together, what we're working on, and I'll give you just a glimpse of it. It's going to be an award that we're giving out, a virtual reward. But that's all I'm going to say. So you need to keep your eyes open for the show, because that virtual award is about what we're working together on and what we're going to bring out. And I say,
I know
thank you
what
to
it
everyone.
is. I know what it is.
Thank you for all the companies. And of course, if any of you who are watching this podcast, or any of you who are watching on, of course, Instagram, if you can guess who the guest is, then please write on the pictures, write on this podcast who the guest is, because I still don't know who the guest is on the 20th. My head's in the rabbit hole, and I keep digging and digging, and I'm not getting who the guest is. No one will tell me. So keep your eyes open and
so
trust us.
excited.
You don't know what. You don't know what's coming. But of course, from us, I'm going to play you our nice #1 song, and hopefully the gremlins don't play up like they did when I tried to play it at the start. So I do apologise for keep popping off. Gremlins, and I didn't pay me electric bill, so no wonder. But I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, everyone. And have a good
Cigar Loons podcast. We are the invaders of the cigar world. Cigar Kurt, the front porch cowboy. It's a ginger grizzly bear with a super palate. Cigar Loons, invaders of the cigar world. Grumpy preacher, the conspiracy theory expert. Cigar Loons podcast, come and join us. Vitola and proof expert on all things spirits. Tobacco genie, stitch director of special operations. Cigar Loons podcast, we are the invaders of the cigar world. Cigar Kurt, the front porch cowboy. As a ginger grizzly bear with a super palate. Cigar Loons, invaders of the cigar world. Grumpy preacher, the conspiracy theory expert. Cigar Loons podcast, come and join us.
Why is the oven still on?
See you next week.